everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Juneteenth.
Eve, I guess.
Eve, yes.
Yeah.
Officially tomorrow, but happy Juneteenth Observation Day because, you know.
There you go.
It is going to be it falls on a weekend.
Yeah.
Welcome to Vibin with Live, our very first ever.
Yeah, it's our first live, I was going to say. Yeah, I hope y'all can hear us. Can you hear us pretty well over there? All right, I'm assuming that's a yes. I like the hearts. Nice.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, you know, we are, many of you guys know, we are based in Texas, and Juneteenth has been a holiday in Texas, a state holiday, for a few years. So we've been celebrating it for a while, like, you know, as long as I can remember, honestly. We have both sides of our family are from Texas, like generations and generations and generations back. So we have been celebrating for years and years. This is like really exciting for us that it's become a national holiday.
Yeah, I don't remember celebrating it that much, but that's pretty great. I didn't even know it was a state holiday, so that's pretty cool. Now it's national, even better.
Well, yeah, but you know, Mom was the one that was like, if there's a holiday, you're not going to just take off and do nothing. Like Martin Luther King Day, we are going to a Martin Luther King brunch. And, you know, we're going to, like, watch a presentation, like, or, you know, Juneteenth, like, you're going to learn about your ancestors, like, the whole thing. So, you know, it was, but of course, that was a lot of days. So he just, like, it all blends together, apparently. Yep. But, yeah, so super excited for everybody to be here. Juneteenth is also really special for us because last year, you know, it was, like, the big, you know, a lot of companies started to recognize Juneteenth, and so, like, I know for me and I think my mom and we all started, like, we were able to actually work half days because companies were trying to kind of incorporate it into their company culture. And on June 18th, which is the same day last year, I received the book that helped us figure out how we were gonna do this puzzle thing. Like, it came in, I ordered it on Amazon earlier that week. It came in the mail on the 18th. I read it overnight. And then Juneteenth, we went over to my mom's house to have, like, you know, our celebration. And I was like, hey, I just read this book. Here are all my notes. Yep. Let's make this a reality.
Yep.
I still have them.
That's the book that kind of helped us to actually start to get to puzzle production and actually getting the puzzle in-house. Trying to figure out, because we didn't know how to actually start a puzzle company. We had the idea for probably about a year before that, but we didn't have, like, we looked into, like, resources like outsourcing and stuff like that, but when we were doing that, we couldn't find anything that was, like, affordable / like, all the companies that were doing it, like, for small one-offs type thing, so it was harder to really scale it. Mm-hmm. So we decided to take it in-house after reading that book, and we've been growing ever since then. Had a lot of ups and downs in that journey, but it's been a journey, that's for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. We came up with a name.
Oh, yeah.
We originally had a different name than Puzzles of Color. We were going to be...
Puzzles by Us. Yes. So kind of like playing off the FUBU, For Us, By Us thing, playing off of that, but we weren't really married to that name. And then, Erica, how did we come up with the Puzzles of Color, though?
So, yeah, like, I had a very, very young baby at the time. Like, she's 18 months now. But I had a very, very young baby, which if you had a baby, they are up all night. So I had, like, an epiphany at, like, 3 a.m. that, hey, people of color, like, let's play off of that. And then, like, we can do a whole campaign about, like, how we're celebrating the culture of people of color. And so that's why we came up with the name Puzzles of Color. And it's been just, you know, everything has come together from there. Like, as far as, like, our branding, our color scheme, like, celebrating all the shades of people of color. You know, everything just kind of really came together with that name.
I think that name was really, like, divine, because it was really perfect. And then even with the POC kind of matching the tagline, which we came up with a little later with that, with Pieces of Culture, I was like, this is perfect. I love it. Yep. So that's where we're at since. So
yeah, it's one of the things you learn, like, okay, like, these things are starting to come together, and you realize, like, this is where we're supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to go. Yeah. You know. But before all of that,
during all that.
Yeah, during. Yeah. Even though we had, like, a lot of, you know, we thought that everything's coming together very divine.
Smooth.
Yeah, yes.
Smooth sailing with it.
It was almost like it was like so easy. We were like, this is it. We got this.
Yeah.
And then you know, we've had some challenges along the way, of course. But
roadblock after roadblock.
That is one of the things, like, you know, we read this book and it was like, oh, like, easy, we got this. Like, just follow all the instructions.
Exactly,
And
how hard can it be?
We learned, like, you know, you hear about people saying, like, entrepreneurship, it's you know, it's got its high rewards and high difficulties as well. So we have had a lot of things we went through. What would you say is the biggest challenge or the biggest lesson, whatever, that you've had in the last year?
I would say, like, the hardest moment, or I would probably just say getting started. I guess a lot of the production issues we've had, like, a lot of our skills kind of lined up for this business as far as Erica's, like, with her events and what else? Project management. And then, of course, me with design and branding and even print production background I had. It was still a learning curve with puzzles because it was different type of printing to different material, offset printing, all those other things I wasn't, like, truly aware of. Plus the general, like, with getting the machine from China to America and starting production. Yeah, and that's where like Erica,
we learned real quick it wasn't going to be smooth as we wanted it to be.
Yeah, so we launched in October, our pre-sales, right? Because we were planning on, like, starting to cut that month that month.
Yeah. Yeah, like, we got our machine. I believe we got our machine. Yeah, like in September or something. But, like, our what? No, it wasn't. It couldn't have been. It must have been like the week before our site went live.
Okay, yeah.
And then our site went live. And we were like, okay, you know, everything is gonna be cool. Like, we were waiting for, like, the electrician or something like that, something basic, and get our machine. Find out that after, like, one day, it worked for one day. It stopped working out of nowhere, and it was like, oh crap, what is this? And so I called the electrician. I'm like, hey, like, you know, I don't know, maybe, like, one of the breakers out or something, like, can you help me? And he comes out and he's like, you know, when it comes from China, it could be a wiring, like, it could be that the wiring just doesn't translate. Like, I don't know, it might not be anything that I can help you with. And so we called the company and was like, hey, like, it stopped working. And then we found out, like, after we took the machine apart, like, oh, this motor is, like, burnt out. So we had to get them to send us a new motor. And that took a couple however long days.
Took too long.
And then we get the new motor, and it's the wrong size. And we're like, oh, okay. Yeah, like, I sent you the dimensions, but I guess that means nothing to you. Fine. So we get a new motor again. Finally get one that fits. But it was like between when we got the machine and when we actually got it running was like 2 months. So supposed to be launching pre-sales October, launch November. Yeah. That was the original plan. Easy peasy. So all those delays, we ended up going at December, kind of right before Christmas time. We actually got to, like, send out puzzles. Mm-hmm. And and then we had issues with stuff being lost in custom. We just
anything
anything
that could go wrong went wrong. Even our mistakes we made just because we don't learning a business. So the learning curves, even things that we did wrong. Yeah. But like not having enough boxes in time and stuff like that, having to order more boxes, it was just
I feel like we've been, like, just playing catch up since then, basically.
Since the launch, it's been like, okay,
like, we've had, like, a few days where it's like, yes, we can fulfill an order because it came in, like, versus, like, okay, we'll get that in a couple of weeks or whenever we get our stuff in. So, but we're with all of that, it's been, you know. That we say that to say, like, honestly, if you are somebody who thinks you want to start a business, do it. Absolutely do it. But just know,
be prepared.
It will not go as you planned, even when it is going as you planned. So things happen. But, you know, honestly, like, we're just so happy to be here a year later. I mean,
honestly, with all those hardships, like you said, dude, it's we have so many blessings outside of that. Like, even with the getting local coverage, which was really great for us because we were like I said, we only started in the business for, like, literally less than a month, sending out real puzzles, and we got, like, the local
news,
and then after that they picked up nationally, which was, like, mind blowing. So
and
from there, that's where, like, the blessings, like, turned to, like, okay, we had to, like, the learning curve started to hit more, even harder. Like,
it's so funny. I mentioned this in, like, a podcast. I don't know if people have seen that one, but, like, I said, like, I knew going into it, like, building your own puzzles, like cutting your own puzzles, that is a cool idea, but it's not particularly scalable. Like, I knew, like, this is cool, but, like, if we get to the point we want to be down the road with thousands of orders,
right,
this is not going to be able to work. And found out real quickly, we ended up hitting that much faster than intended, which is great. Fantastic. So happy. But, then we ended up having to find a manufacturer because, which was
that's also its own little
in the middle of a pandemic when everybody else is trying to get their manufacturing done, and so it was a lot. But we thank you guys so much for your patience with us.
Oh yes.
I mean, like, honestly, like, we were like, I was like, every night when I was checking my emails after the CBS show, I would just like have like kind of a little anxiety attack, like, I'm gonna check my emails. And I already have like 50 emails, and they're all bad. They're all people that are mad that we haven't gotten their orders out to them. But like, people like were so awesome. Like, when we said like, hey, I'm sorry, this is what's happening. This is the delay. Like, people were just like, I understand. Don't rush. I mean, like, we got so many people. We had a couple people who need to cancel for whatever reason. And we completely understand that. Yeah. But the people who did stick with us, we just are so grateful and so, you said, can't say thank you enough.
Because it was a journey, and we're at a much better spot. If you see, we have puzzles in-house finally. We are actually in our puzzle fulfillment room right now, and we have shelves and shelves of puzzles behind us. We are, in stock. Everything but Strength. Strength is really doing well, and it's sold out. So we have more coming, but we have. Everything is in-house now. And if you're ordering, they're going out that same day. Yeah, Steve Pickett.
Yes.
He's actually a friend of...
Yeah, actually, the way we got the local news is that Steve Pickett grew up with my mom, went to high school with her, in college. Actually, went to elementary school. They went to separate schools, like, growing up, and then went to college together. So she just called him out of the blue, like, hey... You need a story? And, it's so funny because, like, literally after our interview, he told us, like, hey, just so you know, it can get, even though this is local news, it can get picked up. And I was just thinking, like, yeah, of course. I mean, I know.
That's cool.
You put it on YouTube, like, people might see it. And had no idea, like, that the next day I would be getting, like, an IM from Gayle King's producer saying, hey, we want to have you on our show. And I was like, are you kidding me?
So shout out to Gayle King. And,
shout out to Gayle King. Shout out to Drew Barrymore. Shout out to Noel Walker from NBC. Like, it's been, blessings on blessings. And we are so thankful for the coverage and for all the people who have found us as a result of that.
Yeah. And of course, thank you to all of you.
So... Okay, you talked about the struggle. What was your favorite thing that's happened over the years?
Favorite thing besides first I love doing this interview series we did with our artists. So the artist series, talking to the artists in general, just to get to select the artists and get to know them. That was really fun, just to hear their backstory, and then incorporating that into an interview series that we got to call Vibin with, which is where we're on now. I think that was really just a fun way to get the artists more attention and just to really bring it all together. And besides that, just talking with the customers, the customer feedback we get from actually getting the puzzles out. So once we actually got the super ship day that happened a month and a half ago now. Probably 2 months.
April 15th.
2 months ago, yeah. So ever since then, it's been just...
For one, it's been a weight lifted off our backs because, like, when I tell you,
crazy emails.
When we talked about the manufacturing being an issue, it was like, we found a manufacturer in January. They told us we'd have it start by February. We didn't actually get our stuff until April 10th or something like that. So it was, it was a lot. So then, like, just having that weight lifted, like, we have our stuff, and we can ship, and we can answer people's stuff. Goodness. Like, it was just. It's been, that, like, alone was just amazing. I mean, I think, like, for me, like, my biggest struggle was, like, just the balancing of family. Like, I mean, I have a very, very little baby. not anymore, 18 months, but like, you know,
still
very clingy.
Yeah,
and so like balancing
clingy
that, having yes, and having people, having everybody in my house trying to do these puzzles while like I have a baby that's trying to sleep and like the machine is just popping and going nuts.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Machines, yeah. Yeah, we're not in her warehouse anymore. We're not in her her
so
garage. So that's
we like
a major
learned real quick. Like working out of the garage is cool, but working in air conditioning is much better. Yeah. So getting an office and doing that, that was like a really fun, cool day. My favorite part, I mean, in addition to the fact that I'm like a huge Drew Barrymore fan, so like meeting her, you know, virtually meeting her was so awesome. But also like, oh man, I think my favorite thing is like literally just the messages that we've received. Like, because even when we started the company, that's the thing we didn't talk about. But like when we started the company, we kind of just like jumped in. We were like, we hope this will work. We don't know if Black people do puzzles besides us. Like, we don't know if we're just like some kind of anomaly, you know, and like our mom is just like making us do this. But we hope that they do. We hope that people will see that this is a need. And, you know, like, because like if it hasn't happened before, is it because it was no need or because, you know, people just underserved? Yeah. So like the fact that we were able to like do this, get the coverage, and like be so well received was like just so heartwarming. Like the messages, like even like the first day I remember like after the CBS show, the Gayle King CBS This Morning, like going through my emails and I was like, I am just so floored at the people who took the time out of their day to like see this on the news, go to our website and send a message just saying thank you for what you're doing. Yeah. Like, I mean that, you know, like it was, exactly. It's not like just like liking a Instagram post. Like you went out of your way to tell us thank you. And that is just something that I'm so happy about. And like, it's something that I really appreciate and loved about the last year.
So we have a question. What was our favorite puzzle? Do we have a favorite puzzle? Do you have a favorite puzzle? Of our collection, I would say that's a tough one. Because, you know, they're like your babies. You like them all.
Exactly. You know, I will say, as far as like, I mean, I don't know if I can say it's my favorite because, you know, like you said, it's like your babies. But one puzzle that I just recently completed is Hot, which is our abstract piece by Bryant. And it was actually really, really fun. I know that, like, you know, as far as abstract is concerned, it can be, you can put it any way you want, which is also really fun about it. Yeah, it's super fun. But, like, I know one of the things, like, people see that and they might think, like, oh, it looks a little bit dark or, you know, like, it looks complicated. But actually, I felt like it was a really fun puzzle to do. Like, you know, like, the colors are a lot easier to separate than you would think. Like, it was, I really liked that one a lot.
Yeah, I feel like all our puzzles are, like, challenging in their own ways.
I was going to say, one puzzle that is harder than most people realize is strength. Like, everybody loves strength, but it is like, I would say, like, what, 40% hair? And so it's really difficult to find, like, where does this hair, you know, like, you know, just, like, filtering around a lot of black, but it's
so
still.
It's a process to finish that one.
But, yeah.
But, and I think my favorite puzzle just, I mean, I'm biased. It's probably To Be Loved because that's a close friend of mine. So I'm just going to go with that. I'm sorry. Yeah. But I like everybody. Like I said, Nolan's is great. Everybody's is great. Priceless is great.
I mean, it's so hard. It's so hard.
You can't go wrong. Pick whichever one you want. You can't go wrong. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Even our Christmas puzzle, I like that one a lot too, because it's
the Christmas one was one we actually commissioned, so that was cool because like it was literally we got to put a lot into it. Like you know we got different versions. We got to say like how to like it's supposed to be our family when we were younger, so like being able to like kind of pick, you know, not necessarily like looks wise, but like just the overall story,
just the general
is about us. So correct, it was really cool to like say like, hey, I think that this person, her eyes need to be a little bigger, you know, just different details like that.
Yeah. What else was the docket? Obviously, there's another question. This is a smart way to do this. Yeah, she did. 3D puzzles. You know, I don't know. Well, that's not in our near future plans.
Even begin to do that. That'll be
well, that's another learning curve. But we are having that's like a branch off asset, or what do you call those?
Sub brand.
I don't know.
Brand.
I guess, but it's just like another thing. We're working on other like accessories.
Yes, that's it.
We have other accessories we're trying to work on. So, but besides that,
I think like what was the biggest lesson you learned?
Oh, lessons learned. I mean, there's plenty at this point. But expect the unexpected. I think everybody's probably said that's a cliche at this point, but like,
it's real when you're in it.
Yeah, like I think I've had like other business friends who've told me the same thing. It's kind of like enjoy it while you like the things are high, because it can be highs and lows, and just kind of gotta keep going, you gotta keep fighting through those unexpected things, and like being able to pivot. So that's what we've done a lot. And then like even though our boxes aren't all exactly the same, you might have noticed that we have different boxes because of production issues. It is what it is. But delays and just unforeseen things, of course. So that's just a part of it. But just be willing to keep going. If you really want to keep going, if you really want to do it, you just keep fighting through it. So, I mean, we're not even a complete success yet, but we're definitely still fighting through it. We're going to keep trying. So,
so thank you for the patience. It's a learning curve for real.
Yeah.
I think for me, the biggest lesson was been like just the communication, like. And honestly, this is a problem that I have in my life in general. Like, is like making sure that I communicate and like what's happening in my head. Nobody else knows, so I have to say it. So like like when we have these delays, like communicating, because like even though I had like all this anxiety about like how people were going to react, like people were very understanding and being willing to just admit you're wrong and or admit what's happening. It takes you a long way.
Yeah. That definitely helps. It's hard sometimes too, because you be like, you don't really want to tell people bad news of like, well, it's gonna be more delays because of we suck, I guess. I don't know. But
also like, I mean, one thing I've learned is like that people are just so much more understanding than we give them credit for, just in general. Like you think like, oh, like this is something goes wrong, then you're never gonna have another customer. You're never gonna but people are just so understanding. And,
it's never the end of the world. That's what it comes down to. I had another question. What type of art inspires you? Is that a question you want to tackle? And kind of going into that, how do we pick our artists? Kind of.
What kind of art inspires me? I honestly, in my house, and maybe that's why I like taught. In my house, I mostly have abstract art. Like, and it's funny because like as we're like making our selections, it's like, okay, well, we need to make sure we feature a woman. We need to make sure we feature a little girl instead, and because we have some little boys, we have to like make sure we have a variation there.
Yeah.
But like, I actually don't have any people in my house. Like even like pictures of our family. Like I have them all like in books versus like actually on the wall. So so I am very I'm into the abstract stuff because it's cool, like when you're like walking by and you see something completely different that you didn't notice before.
What art inspires me, I don't know. I just think that like catches my eye really if I think
bright colors maybe.
Probably bright colors for sure.
Yeah,
for me, just because I'm into color apparently. But for sure, just when I see what's the word? How do you pick our artists? To kind of figure out how to.
I mean, we pick our art. When we pick our artists, we try to pick stuff that is like that has a lot of diversity as far as like the actual image itself. Like making sure that they're like is a lot of options when you're picking your pieces. Kind of gives you a little bit of variety and
I think that's
something interesting to look at.
I think that's something we kind of did hit the mark on completely on our first collection, but just stay tuned because I think we got a little worked some kinks on that. And like even with doing puzzles in general, I like this is not the answer to the question. This is just puzzle. What I like, we like the more random shaped puzzle pieces per se, and just different puzzle shapes.
Yeah.
So we're trying to like.
So yeah, stay tuned.
Leaning more into that side, but back to like the art. Just anything that like it feels like represents what we're trying to like our mission, what we are about. We'll try to like incorporate it. We'll try to have that art in our collection somehow.
Yeah.
We have like we're trying to plan ahead and get art ready for next collection. So
yeah, I would say like one of the things like especially like for our first collection, like we try to think of like what would we have liked to see when we were selecting art. So like, you know, so then that's why you kind of see a lot of like father son, like, you know, or, you know, Black Boy Joy. Like these are things that like we feel like are really big. I don't know if issues is the word, but like they're really big. Like when you look at overall media, there are things that we feel are missing. You know, like so like we wanted to make sure that like people understand that like, you know, there's a lot of things that are happening in the world as far as like, you know, police brutality and racism and all that stuff. But like at the end of the day, we're people and we still have a lot of love and joy in our lives on a day-to-day basis, and we want to celebrate that. Yeah,
we want the pieces to be more of a celebration. Not saying that we don't want to like draw more attention to the other side of
the world we live in, the reality.
Yeah, the reality. Yeah, that's it. But we definitely want to like lean into celebrating being Black and just being a person of color and just, you know, all of that. So yeah.
But yeah, we are on Vibing With. So what is? I mean, and actually another thing is like Juneteenth. Like the way you celebrate Juneteenth is about celebrating the culture. So. Of course, we've got the art because of our puzzles, you know, celebrating these Black artists, supporting and uplifting Black artists and artists of color. But then there's the other side of art, which is the music.
Yes.
What is your favorite
music
type of music artist?
Well, I could say my artist that I really like. I'm into hip hop. That's how I grew up on all the time. Hip hop and R&B and stuff. But so definitely like Lil Wayne. I'll even say Drake. You know, a little less on Drake's too mainstream, I guess now. But Lupe Fiasco is my favorite artist, and Childish Gambino. Just stuff like, I mean, and if you want to go like take it back to like, of course, I mentioned Prince because my mother loves Prince and she introduced us to that like a lot. But it's great, so I'm not mad at it. He got some good music too. So I don't know as far as like that's concerned. I'm more of the. If you want the new generation, like the Migos, of course, they got a new album just dropped, and it's a good album. Yeah. Big Sean, J. Cole. Oh yeah, Big Sean. Kanye West. Oh my gosh, we almost forgot Kanye. Even though you know he's doing what he's doing, but you know Kanye is cool.
Cousin. Yeah. No, I would say of course, who we began with, the Queen Bee, Beyonce, Texas girl,
of course.
Destiny's Child. You know, like you know, I have been to every single Beyonce concert, and I went to the final Destiny's Child concert, and a few others sprinkled along. So I am a big, you know, Beehive person. But other music, I mean, I like such a wide range. Like, I mean, I like Todrick Hall. Like, I'm like into like I'm a theater person, so I love like, you know, the Color Purple soundtrack.
It's such a weird one. You like Hamilton too, apparently.
I like Hamilton. I like Anita Baker. I like Toni Braxton. I mean, I like one of the things that I'm kind of sad about is like as far as the music industry is there's just not as much R&B. It's not as mainstream. Like R&B used to be the thing. I mean, we definitely have her. We have artists, but they're not like they don't get the recognition that they used to back when I was growing up.
The music's, I mean, you know, the popular music has changed, so it doesn't really work the more love songs, I guess, are not as popular. Yeah. But you know, old Trey Songz was pretty cool.
Yeah. Usher.
Trey. Yeah. I don't know about Mario.
Look, B2K, if we're gonna really do it.
I like Omarion. You know? I still like Omarion, man. He dropped the album last year, and it was pretty good, so. You know,
yeah. I mean, honestly, one of my favorite albums of all time.
Oh, gosh. I know what you're about to say. So.
Is Beware of the Dog by Lil Bow Wow. I don't know why. I love it. I like
you were a kid.
But, you know, I guess it's a nostalgia thing.
I think it was like the first rap album I heard. Obviously,
and I knew all the words. And I remember going to like his baseball games and like just like having it in my headphones. Like, yes, I have like very, very vivid memories of that album. So
that's funny.
That's probably what it is. But, yes. But you know, like I mean, even like you know, like tributes to you know the music of my parents and you know Motown and
Kid Cudi,
Michael Jackson, of course. I mean, that's not my parents. That's all of us, but Michael Jackson is a big thing in our family, especially my mom grew up in a family of 5, my dad family of 6, so like they used to play Jackson 5 as kids. Temptation, of course, like, I can just name off all of Motown.
The OJs. Who's on the playlist we have? Like, artists from our playlist. People, like, a lot of music we selected on the playlist is music we like as well, for the most part. So, if you're looking at if you're doing a puzzle of ours and you want to pair it with a nice piece of music, we got a playlist for you available on Spotify. So,
yeah.
Go ahead and look out for that. Puzzle color / the art name. I don't know.
Sade.
Oh, Sade.
I mean, a variety. I could just go on and on, really.
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's Black Music Month.
Yeah, it is Black Music Month as well. In addition to Juneteenth, it's in Pride this month. It's Black Music Month. So we, definitely check out those playlists. There's lots of amazing black artists on there. And we actually do have a sale available going on right now for the DJ puzzle. Do What Makes You Happy. And it's automatically applied onto that. And the entire month is a celebration.
15% off. So here you go. Get you this puzzle and then play with the playlist we have for him. Yep, we got playlists. Yep, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions? If you have any questions, put them in the comments. We're definitely available to answer those.
Jodeci, I like Jodeci.
Oh yeah. I really could answer them all. But anyway, sorry. I could just go. I could go on and on and on. Like, let's just go through my phone.
Right. Yeah.
So, as far as the future of Puzzles of Color, what we're working on right now, we have.
Check the questions.
We have our second collection coming. Very, very soon. We've already contracted with all of our artists.
We have the art selected. We have the collection is ready.
It's
selected.
Yes, it's already selected. It's in production. And it will be here soon. So I'm hoping, in the next, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not, something. Expect the unexpected. So let's give it another month and a 2-month time period.
Something soon.
We're gonna try to do some
announcements. Yeah, we're gonna trickle release them. The first round for our first collection we released all 7 in one day. But we're gonna kind of spread them along. So we have some of them are being shipped in sooner than later, and then the rest will be coming over time. So got some extra art coming. If you guys are located in Chicago, one thing that's really big is that there is a big experience that we are partnering, not co-partnering, but one of the partners called, I am totally, Something You Can Feel. Every time I hear that, it makes me think of In Vogue. And that's why I was I forgot to mention In Vogue. But, because I love them. But yes, so Something You Can Feel experience in Chicago is taking place. It started, not yesterday, but the day before. Yeah. And it's going through the 23rd. And so if you want to go to that experience, you can actually purchase our puzzles. They have a gift shop there, so you can purchase our puzzles at that experience as well. And then we also are in a few retailers, some small businesses, so support small businesses. We will actually be posting a little bit later after this live, where we are available.
Yeah. I had something to say. Oh yeah, the art with the Chicago Something You Can Feel experience. It's actually a lot of good artists, a lot of artists of color there going to be having their work out there. Actually, some of the artists we've actually talked to, maybe speaking about puzzles with them. So y'all see some work y'all like, just send a photo or something.
Keep an eye out. Yeah. Down the road, we might have some of those artists we'll be working with too. So
yeah, so shout out to Dwight White. He's the guy who curated the experience, and we're in contact with him about getting the puzzles out there for you guys to get a chance to get your hands on. So if you're in Chicago, definitely go over there. It's not too far. I think it's off of, where is it at?
The Roosevelt.
The Roosevelt, yeah. You know what that is, or Google that. I'm not from Chicago. I don't know.
Yeah. So we also just talking about future. we are literally all these puzzles that you see on the shelf behind us are getting ready to be shipped out today to Amazon. So we will be available on Amazon and will be available through Prime. So if you are a Prime member, you'll have that free 2-day shipping, same day, depending on what what the case may be. So that'll be an option for you, as well as our actual website and our retailers. So yeah, be on the lookout.
Just a little time for that to get there, but it'll be available. It should be available like very soon.
Yeah. Sure. And then as far as our next collection, just so you know, with the first 2 that are coming out, one of them you will know that artist is a repeat artist that we've got a lot of requests for this piece, so we're excited to be able to bring that to you. And then we are also branching out into some other minorities, like people of color is not just black people. I know that's like a common misconception, but we are going to be featuring different minorities as well, making sure that everybody feels some representation. So the other piece that will be released early is reaching out into that IBOC community. But thank you guys so much for joining. I mean,
there's some more questions.
We'll check out the questions.
So do we have any hesitation? Do you have any hesitation about working with family? Did you have any hesitation?
Oh, you know what? No. Not at all for us. I mean, well, I don't know about him. I did not. Because I feel like honestly, like my closest friends are my family, like my cousins. We have a very, very close knit family. So like for us, it's been really easy.
Yeah, for the most part, it's not been bad. Like our skills kind of mirror each other not mirror. What's the word? Complement each other. So that helps a lot.
Yeah, so and we goof around a lot.
She goes her side. Yeah, we can just goof around about stuff, but get serious. We need to get serious, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, but like
it's hard.
It's fun.
Overall, yeah, I think it hasn't been too bad. I think it's fun because like we get to like yell at each other and it's like it's just brother and sister. So
yeah.
It's not like nothing personal. It's personal probably, but it's personal. It's
you're not gonna get fired. For yelling at your boss.
Yeah. Whoa, hold on now. You may be CEO, you ain't no boss.
It's all good. Well, and then also like honestly like. We started in COVID, and so like it was like we have our lovely Marcella in the background here that's helping us. She's our videographer, our help fulfillment. Like she does so many things for us.
Swiss Army knife.
Yes, our Swiss Army knife. But like for the most part, like we also had to keep our bubble small. So like it was only family for everything.
So everybody who's helped us has been basically family.
Yeah.
So I can't say it's been too bad. Like our super ship weekend, we were working like 14 hours a day to get everything out. We had like our cousins and uncles and like I said, friends.
Yeah, we had a cousin who was on college break and she came back and just literally spent an entire day just making boxes to help us get ready.
Shipping boxes.
And we have so many
shipping boxes.
We still have. We have stacks and stacks of shipping boxes just waiting for William to in William's office waiting to be fulfilled. So yeah, like our family has been fantastic.
It's been great to work with her.
Yeah. Any other questions on there?
Which franchise are we going to be available through? I'm not really sure the name off the top.
What was the question?
Retailers that we're with.
Oh.
Are we in UCLA still?
Yeah. UCLA bookstore. I want to say Side B, but actually Side B. And then. Electric Fetus, which is in Milwaukee, and then Side B is
Minnesota?
Is that Milwaukee? We'll post.
We'll post. That's a question. Yeah.
But yeah, Side B is also in it's in New York. So
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was that?
Yeah. So I think that
the sale thing.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
so,
my goodness.
Don't forget Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all our fathers out there. To our father, happy Father's Day. We have a sale on Priceless that is still going on through the 20th?
It's 21st, through Monday.
Through Monday. So, still available. Depending on where you are, you might be able to we do have pickup if you're in Texas and you're like in the Richardson area. That's where we are. So if you need to pick it up and get a last minute gift, feel free. Otherwise, they'll probably shipping. You'll probably get it after Father's Day, but let them know it's on the way. Yeah. You just print your order slip or whatever. And then also we are having a very special sale just for this weekend, 3 days only. That is about is for Juneteenth. Yeah. And for our 1 year anniversary, kind of, sort of. Yeah. And so that will be buy one, get one half off, available on our website. And it's automatically applied. So no worry, no need for code or anything.
Mm-hmm. It's a celebration for all of us, for us, for celebrating you guys who have purchased through us and who have been supporting us. So we're just it's in a celebrating mood.
Yeah.
But happy Father's Day to our father.
Yeah, and we have two artists. Melrick is a father, of course, with Priceless, and to Nolan, who did Out of My Soul. He's also a father, so happy Father's Day to you. Yeah. And thank you guys so much. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day. Have a fantastic weekend. We love you guys for joining us, and have a good night. Good day.